everyone, I'm mixing things up a little and doing some whole foods cooking. That's kind of been the way that I've been trying to eat lately. I'm constantly changing the way I eat though, so I just kind of have fun with it, but it's really been fun just messing around with whole foods. I didn't really eat that much fruit this week, but I usually eat a ton, so a lot of this is more vegetables. And now that I'm thinking about it, I didn't actually follow any recipes, which for me is usually not the best idea, but this food actually turned out good, so I'm happy with it. For this meal, I'm just going to steam some broccoli in the Instant Pot. I've noticed that's the easiest way for me to do it. I can just set it and leave it alone and let it do its job, and then I come back to it once it's done. Super easy. I used to always microwave steam my broccoli, but I've just found this to be a lot easier and the cleanup isn't too bad, so I'm happy about that. And along with the broccoli, I am having salmon and a sweet potato. Salmon has become one of my favorite foods to cook. I just find it so easy. I rarely mess it up, however. This did take me a few times on this round, but that's okay. At least the end result was good, because that's usually what I'm looking for anyways. But salmon is just such a flavorful food within itself that it really only needs salt and pepper, but I did add some, I would say, an Italian herb blend, which was parsley, oregano, and basil. Cooking it in the microwave is not my ideal way to cook it, but it's already late and I'm hungry and I'm just trying to cook this meal up. I successfully cut onions really fast and I'm not crying. I am so happy. It literally always makes me cry. These are some of the dirtiest mushrooms I've seen. And they're not organic, so definitely rinsing them off. So I'm cooking up the mushrooms, the onions, and then I'm also going to cut up some garlic, and that's all going to be for my breakfast, along with eggs. And originally I did a potato the first day, and then I realized it did not taste good, and so I changed it up and had lots of mushrooms, added avocado and tomatoes, and that was delicious. And here are my salmon attempts right now. Third time's the charm, hopefully. So for the broccoli, I literally just steam it for 1 minute and then let it release the pressure on its own. And that has literally become the most perfect recipe for me The broccoli always turned out great, and I've even cooked cauliflower in it some too. Oof. That was a lot. I recently saw people putting tahini all over their food, so I'm not going to be too ambitious, and I'm just going to put a little bit. Ugh. Well, I'm not a fan of it, just licking it off. Ugh, that was horrible. I recently found out that broccoli actually contains a lot of good nutrients or something in it. I don't know if it's called DIM or if DIM is just the supplement, but it's supposed to be good for, I want to say balancing hormones. I could be totally wrong. I need to do more research first. I can't say that I'm a fan of tahini yet, but I'm going to keep trying because I have a full jar, so I can do some more experimenting with it. I always try to have leftovers with any meal that I cook, especially since I'm usually just cooking for one. There are pros and cons to the fact that I usually have leftovers because if I'm just experimenting and not really following a recipe, there's a large chance that it doesn't taste too good, and so then I'm stuck eating 2 to 3 meals of something that doesn't taste too great. But I'm gonna eat it because I bought it and I cooked it, unless it's literally inedible for me. So that little beating thing that I just did to the garlic with the knife, I've seen chefs do it, so I figured it's something that I should learn to do, and I think it's to be able to peel the garlic better, because that's what I've noticed once I do it. But it's so fun, I love it. I have been trying to get better about doing some cleanup in the middle of things cooking. It just makes it so much easier at the end that I don't have to clean up additional things. These are all the different containers that I'm using for each of my breakfasts. I was so tired by the end of all that cooking, and it was just late when I started, so I ended up just cooking up the eggs in the morning to bring to work with me. I love bringing a variety of nuts to snack on throughout the day. I usually have one Brazil nut for the selenium, and then I have some walnuts, cashews, pistachios, which are probably one of my favorite, and then I top it off with some pumpkin seeds. They're the ones with the husk. I literally just looked this up. It's a husk or a hull on the pumpkin seed, but I think it's a hull. I don't know, I'll have to look it up again. But they are salty, and I think it just means higher fiber with the shell on it, but they taste really good. They don't go down the best though, because if you don't chew them up, it feels like you're chewing up an outer part of a seed, so makes sense. For this meal, I am cooking up some red lentil pasta, and a little secret of how I get my water boiling faster is I boil into the kettle first and then I pour it in, because I just feel like with an electric stove it takes forever for water to boil. Maybe it's also because I barely go past medium for the sake of my pots and pans, but it works for me and it's great. And then I'm also having chicken with it, and tomatoes, sun-dried tomatoes, and pesto all mixed in together. This is perfect because they're supposed to be in for 8 minutes. Oh. Didn't use much of this. I am always checking my chicken. Honestly, any meat that I make or any animal products that I'm cooking from raw, because I used to always overcook it because I was so scared of undercooking it that it would taste so bad. And so for the longest time I never cooked any raw animal products, and then I would just eat it from other people. Finally, after moving into this apartment, I taught myself how to cook chicken and salmon, and well, I guess I always cooked ground beef and ground turkey. Those were always easy for me to see if they were actually done. But this is my final meal, and the chicken turned out great and the pasta was yummy. Thanks for watching.